I don't know who's going to see this video. Maybe it's just two people. But I felt I had to do this video because I felt so frustrated yesterday that I had to release it, right? And this is what I'm doing, releasing my frustration by making this video. I was so frustrated with textbook companies, organizations that say that they've created full curricula for mathematics. So I co-founded and run a micro school. It's a STEM school. And we have an inquiry model, right? And so the whole goal of inquiry is to make sure that the concepts really, really do come alive. The concepts are real, they are context based, and that you understand them in ways that make sense, that you make meaning out of the concepts, right? So I'm sitting here in a middle school math class with the curriculum that we have, and I'm seeing like eyes kind of like glaze over as we're discussing functions. And I had to just pause because I'm like, half the class understands, they're pretty advanced, they understand, and so they're just kind of following along. The other half is like not there, not understanding. And either way, both groups could not give me examples of how this is applicable in real life. Like, the point of mathematics is not just to do mathematics, just to have to have operations and use them with numbers. That's not the point of mathematics. The point of mathematics is to use to quantify things so that you can look for patterns, you can look at relationships, because you're trying to solve real problems. They model real things in life. And therefore, the mathematical models allow you to make decisions. And everyone in policy, for example, knows this, right? So why do we teach mathematics as if it's devoid of context, devoid of meaning? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, and I pause and we talk about a real life situation where functions is relayed, it's relevant to it. And then I have a STEM teacher. It's a blended model, right? And so my STEM teacher is online and I'm the co-teacher inside the classroom. And we're like, yeah, and we should, do a project. And for the weekend, we'll give the kids, the students a project. And we were all excited about it. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. And then I got up this morning, had a meeting at 6 a.m. because, of course, as a micro school, we focus on marginalized communities. So these are not wealthy parents paying, right? These are parents struggling to pay just a little tiny bit. So I'm grinding the on a daily basis to try to bring money in, to try to fundraise. I have to work, right? And I'm up at 6 o'clock for a 6 a.m. meeting. And I'm like, when am I going to have time to go and look for this project? And I was like frustrated because I said, why don't the curriculum companies, the people who are getting grants to create these curricula, the people who are making millions of dollars from us buying their textbooks, buying their curriculum resources, why aren't they creating curriculum, creating content that helps us as teachers, us as educators, help kids make meaning of mathematics? Why am I going with my teacher and spending extra time to find a project because the curriculum we're using doesn't cut it? So, and you know what? If someone comes for me, I just want to pause right here and say that we're not lazy. We are up early. We are lesson planning. We are thinking about how to change this and change that for a particular student. We are oftentimes, especially in this particular model, we're often pulling students to the side for extra help. When is there time, tell me, for me to redo your curriculum so that my students can make meaning of mathematics? When is there time? Teachers don't have time. They're not curriculum developers. They do not have time to do the work that you should be doing. Give us curriculum that allows our students to make meaning. Perhaps maybe in the margins, a side note about the projects that we could do. A very rich problem that is very contextual.